G'day, ZiggyD here. I recently started playing some more Diablo 3 with the 2.1.0 ladder patch PTR coming up pretty soon. Should be sometime within the next 24 to 72 hours. I'm guessing over the next few days. But anyway, I've been thinking a bit about ladders, and I've been thinking a bit about playing some more Diablo. I've felt the urge to play some more Diablo, which is a good thing, so I wanted to capitalize on that. And I thought with this whole ladder thing coming up, I'll probably be actually pretty interested in playing some hardcore on Diablo. I know I've said in a previous video that I don't really feel like hardcore adds much to Diablo for me. Like in Path of Exile, I really enjoy hardcore, but in Diablo, I have a perfectly good time just playing softcore. But with the upcoming ladders, which is going to be more of a competitive, challenge-oriented sort of experience, especially if they put in these feats of strength style things, I've been thinking I'll probably actually want to play some hardcore. So I thought, you know, since I feel like playing some Diablo now, the PTR isn't up yet, the patch isn't live yet, we don't have ladders yet. Let's do some theory crafting and practice. So I've jumped on to hardcore. I cleared out my stash, I got rid of everything, dumped everything on the ground, I wasted all my blood shards, and started up a brand new character, basically simulating what it's going to be like starting a new character in the ladder. And my goal has been to firstly reacquaint myself with the Demon Hunter, the leveling process for the Demon Hunter, what skills and stuff like that I can use, and I'll probably go over that in a future video, but also to start developing some strategies and ideas and processes for getting through the game on the ladder, like how I'm going to level, how I'm going to go through the campaign, how I'm going to approach adventure mode, what I'm going to do to get myself geared up and stuff like that. Just wanted to get familiar with the process and to start this theory crafting, which has been a lot of fun so far. I've done 2 days so far. In the first day, we went through the campaign side of things and started getting into adventure mode, and the second day, we've almost reached max level from doing some adventure mode farming and testing around with different bounties and stuff like that. Not leveling as fast as I could be, but taking the opportunity to try out different methods so we can gather as much knowledge as possible. So in this video, I specifically want to share with you guys what I've discovered about the first initial campaign run-through. So let's assume that they don't change anything else, like that they don't change anything. Currently, if you start a new hardcore character and you've never played hardcore before, and if you start like on anything new, you have to play through the campaign at least once to unlock adventure mode. Now, I'm assuming that this is going to be the case in the ladders. I can't see why they would change it. I suppose it's a possibility, but I thought I'd be better off learning how to approach this campaign playthrough, like how to optimize my campaign playthrough, just in case that is the case. And I do think it will be. So essentially, you have to play through the campaign once before you can unlock adventure mode. The goal for your new character is to get to level 70 very quickly and to get yourself set up to get into the end game and taking on some of the challenges, right? Most of that's actually going to happen in adventure mode. So based on this mindset, based on this idea, I've set out the primary goal for being in the campaign, for your initial first campaign playthrough, is to simply speedrun the campaign as quickly as possible. Now, Reaper of Souls brings with it this interesting new mechanic where mobs scale with your level. So previously, and in a lot of other action RPGs, when you're playing hardcore especially, and this is mostly hardcore focused, most of my testing, you will spend a bit of time farming mobs in easier zones. And the idea is that you'll accrue a bunch of XP, you'll get some extra levels, and then when you go into a harder level zone, you'll be a little bit over leveled. You can skip through that, you won't really worry about missing some XP because that's a harder, more dangerous zone, and then it doesn't matter too much because you'll be over leveled. It will be easier by virtue of over leveling. That's actually that's actually a bad strategy in Reaper of Souls if your goal is to get through something. If your goal is to get through the campaign as quickly and safely as possible, which is my goal, it's actually a bad idea to get XP. So people were joking about on stream, ZiggyD's going to make a guide to how to not get XP in Diablo 3, and actually that's not too far from the truth. Basically, what I did was I did a speed playthrough of the campaign on a brand new character. So what I would do is I would, get gearing based on... Hold on, let's take a step back. I did a speed run through of the campaign on normal difficulty, obviously. We want to get through it as quickly as possible. We don't mind losing a bit of XP by playing on a lower difficulty. We want it to be safe and fast, so normal difficulty is the way to go. And then I employed the strategy of skipping the vast majority of trash mobs. I only killed stuff that got in my way. I killed elite packs if they were pretty easy. If they were tough elite packs, I would probably just skip them. And I killed bosses and did the quests that I had to do. That's pretty much it. I even tried to avoid doing things like picking up books and stuff like that in the campaign, because every point of XP you get, every level you get, increases the difficulty of the mobs in relative to your gearing status at that point. So I came up with this concept of undergeared being at one end of the spectrum, geared for your level being at the middle of the spectrum, and then overgeared being at the other end of the spectrum. So there's these three points. What my goal was to maintain somewhere between geared and overgeared. Makes sense, but something between, like, let's imagine geared is 1 and overgeared is 2, somewhere between 1 to 1.5. So not super overgeared, because if you're putting a lot of effort into being super overgeared, you're probably wasting a lot of time, like crafting and trying to craft the perfect gear. The idea is to just be as best geared as you can while still moving as quickly as possible. So I employed some of the things I've learnt from Path of Exile racing, always having an idea of what I need to upgrade when and when I can upgrade it, and then upgrading things as I was running. So what I would do was I would kill the elite packs that I saw. Elite packs usually drop at least one blue or rare item as you're leveling in the lower levels. So there's easy upgrades right there. It's also easy materials, and you get a bit of gold too. Good stuff. What I would do every couple levels that I did happen to level up, and I would check the vendors. Whenever I went back to town after doing a couple quests, you would naturally level up by doing some of the quests. I would go check the vendors, do a vendor run, you know? I would make sure to pick at certain levels, and I can pull some of these guys up. For things like, example, at level 6, I would go check for rings, and I would get some damage rings so I could kill stuff faster when I needed to. At level 9, when amulets start to become available, I went and checked those, you know. At level 15, when shoulders are craftable, I went and crafted some shoulders. And then, like, I upgraded my follower items at 18 and 27 and so on. So I had a bit of a mindset for each of these things. So the goal was to maintain this overgeared status, to basically be ruffle stomping everything, and to not kill things. And what this actually meant was, it was actually really, really effective. I was really impressed with how it worked out. Basically, whenever a legendary dropped, because, you know, I would kill an elite every now and then, or I'd open a chest and a legendary would drop. And we got a few legendary drops through the course of the campaign, maybe like 5 or 6. I was actually using those legendaries pretty much the entire run through from when I found them. Because when I found the legendary, usually when you're leveling, you'll find a legendary, you'll level a couple levels really quickly. Let's say you level from 20 to 25 really quickly, and the legendary is useless beyond that point. You've out-leveled the legendary essentially. The mobs continue to level with you, and the mob's power compared to the gear you're currently wearing is, you know, is more further apart. So I actually ended up wearing like a lot of legendaries by the time I finished the campaign, because I wasn't leveling at all, and I finished the campaign around level 25. I think I could have done it at like 20 maybe. Mobs weren't getting harder, but my gear was just getting better. Better and better gear, the same difficulty of mobs by stifling my XP. So although we lose a little bit of XP, we gain a lot of speed in getting through the campaign and getting into adventure mode as quickly as possible. And that is my overall goal. This is all hanging based on the meta and my theory crafting for ladder being focused mostly on adventure mode. I think that's going to be the case. There may be some things tied into the campaign, but there's no reason you can't do those after going to adventure mode and getting XP there. You get so much better XP in adventure mode by doing bounties and rifts and doing like the really good bounties. You get better gear and better XP in adventure mode. So the objective is to get there as fast as possible, and I had a lot of success testing out this method of essentially not getting XP. Basically skipping mobs, skipping XP, and keeping my gear at a really high level the whole way through, and worked pretty well. So I'll probably share with you guys in some future videos some of my strategies and things I've discovered for leveling up in adventure mode and for gearing up the character and stuff like that as I continue to do this like ladder theory crafting. And pretty soon we'll have the PTR and I'll be able to show you guys some of the greater rifts and some of my strategies for that as well. But if you guys have any thoughts, any of your own theory crafting you'd like to share, please do in the comments below. I'm interested to have a bit of a dialogue about this and what you think about it. But I'm looking forward to ladders, you know, getting my mind ticking about these different theory crafting elements, and actually trying to come up with some cool strategies like this. Stuff that's kind of, you know, a little bit different, but fun and maybe effective is good. It's ticking away in my head, and it gives me that good feeling like I'm actually going to be having a lot of fun with ladders, even though I was initially a fair bit of a skeptic. We'll see how it actually goes. I think it's going to be fun. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.